Wins on the road, last-second field goals, overtime battles and an outrageous blowout were all part of an entertaining NFL Week 10 in which the good teams won for the most part, but they had to work fairly hard to do so. Here is what we learned on Sunday. Case Keenum is not ready to go back to the bench. The Minnesota Vikings came into the game working their way through a quarterback controversy on their hands. Teddy Bridgewater was activated after more than a year away from the game, but he did not start. That may remain the case for quite a while, as Keenum responded to the pressure by throwing for 304 yards and 4 touchdowns in his team's 5th consecutive win, 38-30, over the Washington Redskins. Keenum's record as a starter improved to 5-2, and that does not include him having done the heavy lifting after he came on in relief of an injured Sam Bradford in a Week 5 victory. Sometimes it's better to keep the challenge flag in your pocket. The Bears turned a 23-yard reception, and a first and goal at Green Bay's 2-yard line, into a costly turnover thanks to coach John Fox's challenge of the ruling that his receiver was down before scoring. The officials decided that the receiver was not down, and that he had actually fumbled the ball into the end zone, which handed possession to the Packers. The reversal loomed large in Chicago's 7-point loss to an NFC North rival. The Rams might need a nickname. Los Angeles improved to 7-2 with a 33-7 win over Houston in which it dominated in every aspect of the game. Jared Goff, who has 666 passing yards and 7 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks, is looking like a superstar, and Robert Woods scored 2 receiving touchdowns for a second consecutive week. They could always do a play on an old favorite, adjusted for their current home field, and be called the greatest show on grass. The Cowboys are going to miss Ezekiel Elliott. The Cowboys rely on Elliott not just for his huge production as a runner, but also as a fantastic decoy on play-action plays. In the first game of his 6-game suspension, Dallas could not establish the running game, and that allowed the Falcons to simply pin their ears back and rush right at Dak Prescott all game on the way to a 27-7 victory. It was only the second time a Prescott-led team has scored in single digits. It is good to be able to switch gears. The New Orleans Saints may have a pass-happy offense that thrives indoors, but on the road in Buffalo against a bad rushing defense, they decided to take what they were being given. And they took en route to a 7th consecutive victory. Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara led an offensive attack that produced 298 rushing yards and franchise record 6 rushing touchdowns. It was 50 more rushing yards than the team had produced in any game of the Drew Brees era, and the 3rd highest total in franchise history. There is no even week curse in Jacksonville. The Jaguars came into the game 5-0 in odd-numbered weeks and 0-4 in even-numbered weeks, but they survived a strong effort from the Chargers, and a number of their own mistakes, to win in overtime, 20-17. The Jaguars have won 3 straight and are riding a remarkable defense as far as it will take them.